Welcome to the Weekly Coaches Show. I'm here with the new head men's baseball coach, Nick Evangelista. Welcome aboard, Nick.
Thank you.
Yep. How does it feel to be aboard?
Feels great. Got off to a little late start this fall. But we got in as much as we could in the fall and off to a really good start this spring.
Mm-hmm. That's good. Now, let's talk about your coaching philosophy.
Yeah. So, I feel like this is kind of a hidden gem here at Penn State Schuylkill, where we're going to have a opportunity to put ourselves in the niche to kind of get some two-way guys. I think we're going to have 10 two-way guys this year, pitch and play the field. So, to start that's going to put us in a good spot where we're able to get some of these kids from high schools and locally recruit and be able to put together a pretty good product.
Okay, yeah, that sounds real good. Now, let's go all the way back to your playing career. I understand that you played baseball yourself and you played basketball as well. So just speak on that experience.
I did. So, played 3 sports in high school: golf, basketball, baseball. Had a chance to play basketball in college. It was probably my better sport, to be honest.
Yeah.
And, went to college to play baseball. Played 2 years at a junior college in North Carolina, Lewisburg Junior College. And part of a really good program, really good team. Fortunate enough to go to the World Series while I was there. And then after junior college, I transferred to University of Pittsburgh. Played 2 years there and was drafted twice out of Pitt.
Okay, yeah, that's nice. That's a good experience right there. Now, basketball, what position did you play? Basketball?
Point guard.
Point guard, really? Okay.
Yeah.
6'4" point guard?
Yeah.
I say, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, I had a pretty good high school team. Back then, only 3 classifications. We were a state playoff team. So fortunate, had a 2,000 point scorer on the team. Had another guy that's still, coaching college basketball.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's some good memories definitely on the hardwood.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Now you went to Hamburg, correct?
Yeah, Hamburg.
Okay, and you actually ended up coaching at Hamburg. So talk about that experience over there.
I did. So when I was drafted out of Pitt my junior year, I was drafted by the Blue Jays. Decided to turn them down, go back, get my degree, and then my senior year, I just happened to be drafted by the Phillies.
Okay.
So being a senior sign, was able to work my way up through the minor leagues pretty quick. So obviously AA was Reading.
Yeah.
At that time, AAA was Scranton, and then there was a holdover year in Ottawa while they were building the stadium at Lehigh Valley towards the end of my career. So I was kind of in the area the whole time, even though I was playing professional baseball. And then, unfortunately had some arm issues. And then kind of came back, got right into coaching. And I actually coached hoops at Hamburg while I was in the minor leagues. Kind of something to do over the winter. Started out with a, place to work out. And then a friend of mine who was on my high school team asked me to coach a JV team. And then when I took over the head baseball job, I stepped away from that and then kind of jumped back in 5 years ago as the head coach of the varsity basketball team also.
Yeah.
So I've been at Hamburg since 2004, 2005, coaching basketball while I was in the minor leagues in the winter. So that's kind of what kept me in this area was, I played minor league baseball in my hometown, so to speak.
That's cool. That's cool. Now, before we get into like your coaching career, like give us like a kind of like a cool story, like when you played professional, whether it's like a starstruck moment or something like that.
Yeah. So, I was with the Phillies during those times, kind of around the 08 era, World Series era. So, I was in big league camp with all those guys on that team.
Yeah.
So, I got to know most of those guys on that team. Even guys like Jim Tomei, Randy Wolf were on that team. Guys, I became friends with while I was there. So, just overall, really, really good experience. There's nothing like minor league baseball.
Yeah.
From multiple different angles.
Yeah. Now, a lot of people say that. A lot of people that I talk to, like throughout the sport, say the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's good, man. That's good. Now, talk about your success at Hamburg.
Yeah, so we had a really good run at Hamburg. You know, I was fortunate to bring in some assistant coaches. Few of them I brought with me here to Penn State, and it all starts by surrounding yourself with good people, right? And I was fortunate to be able to do that, and we had a really good run at Hamburg where we kind of build up from a district playoff appearance our first year to a district championship in 2016 when there were still only 4 classifications. We got in as, I believe, the 14 seed out of 16 teams, won the district title that year and went all the way to the state semifinals. And then we, in 2019 again, state semifinals, kind of had a really, really good run there for 5 or 6 years that kind of led up. And some of those players from 13, 14, 15 kind of built that tradition and helped us build up there. Excuse me. And then we were able to, let me take a step back. 2020, arguably the best high school team I've ever had, never took the field.
Yeah.
So
COVID.
Yeah. So I mean, we were in the state semifinals the year before, returned most of those guys, and had 3 or 4 really good frontline arms on the mound.
Yeah.
A Power 5 recruit on the mound. Another guy's #1 at Millersville right now.
Yeah.
So I mean, the top 5 school in the country in Division II. We were going to be pretty darn good.
Yeah.
That COVID year, and we always say, arguably, I don't want to take anything away from those other guys because they were pretty good too. But this team, arguably on paper, had a chance to be our best team ever, and they never took the field.
Yeah, it's just one of those what if situations.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah, it's a sad thing about like that whole COVID thing.
So, and then kind of on the flip side, my same coaching staff coaches the American Legion team in Hamburg, which we're unique in that aspect because a lot of American Legions combine school districts, which only our school district. So we kind of take our high school team, switch facilities, switch uniforms, and we're able to play another 40, 50 games in the summer.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we were coaching these kids, 80, 90 games a year. And we had an incredible run in Legion, back-to-back state championships, followed by a state runner-up in 16, 17, 18, 19. That time we were really good. And, we had, and towards the end of our run there between high school and Legion, we had some players on that team that had won a combined 80 playoff games between high school and Legion baseball.
That's great.
So you think about a 4-year guy who may have been younger on the bench, part of the mix as a freshman on the high school or Legion team for all those high school playoff wins. I mean, 80 games, you play 20 a season in high school. Most guys that don't make playoffs in high school only play 80 in their 4-year career. I've had a select group of guys that have 80 playoff wins between the two in a 4-year span. Yeah. So it's a pretty proud accomplishment for our baseball program in that community.
No, that's great. That's great. That's great that you was able to accomplish it for sure. Now, the season is like 3 weeks away.
It is.
Yeah. First, start off by talking about your staff because you have a full staff that you brought along.
Yeah, I do. So, 2 of them were with me before. Chad Zimmerman, Mike Lesher at Hamburg. They've been with me for basically the entire time in Hamburg from day one. And what I love about our staff is we've been around each other so long. We all have our own role, our own niche, know each other well enough. We're good friends off the field. So we're able to kind of, manage our time really well to put our kids in the best position to be successful and give them the most opportunities.
That's great.
So, and then the 3 other guys was able to bring along was Mike Spadali, who I played with in the minor leagues. He's Reading Phillies all-time hit leader. So to have a guy with 1,500 plus minor league hits, being able to work with our hitters, that's really good. With my pitching experience, his hitting experience, I think it's going to just give us an opportunity to be even better. And then was able to bring along 2 former players of mine in Hamburg. One is here as an intern right now, but he played Division II baseball, was a catcher. So to have him be able to work with our catchers, and part of his internship is sports management, analytics. So he's able to handle all of our scouting reports, kind of prepare everything that we need on paper.
Yeah.
And then Ryan Atkinson just joined us in December. He's a 4-year pitcher for me. He went into college, pitched 4 years at Hood. And Ryan is now a personal trainer and, actually has some professional athletes that he trains.
Oh, nice.
So, just when you kind of combine that and think of all that, so, Ryan's a guy that can lead our stretch.
Yeah.
He can lead our conditioning program. He can also help me with the pitchers.
Yeah.
So to be able, to take all these pieces, with Chad and Mike that I've been with forever, and these two younger guys, so to speak, that can kind of take their own little roles and run with them here. And I know they're capable of doing them right from day one and doing them well. And then to have Mike Spadali, who's going to be coming around to work with our hitters, I think we've assembled a pretty damn good staff.
Yeah, definitely.
Right from the beginning, right here. And obviously, player-wise, we're still getting to know our players. We know most of them. Some of them I've coached before. Some of them I've coached against. So it's been a really good transition so far.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, I wish you guys the best of luck.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Appreciate it.
Now, looking at the schedule, what big games are you looking forward to?
So that's kind of been the $1 million question that our staff is trying to figure out. Obviously, our conference is important. But with us being part of the USCAA, some of those non-conference games against those schools where those coaches get votes, in that poll, which could potentially get us an at-large bid to the World Series. We're still trying to weigh and figure out. They may be just as important as some of our conference games. But I just think kind of with the pitching staff we've been able to assemble here, and if our guys accept their roles, buy in, so to speak, with taking this schedule up to a 50-game schedule from 28 last year to a true college baseball schedule, it's gonna take everyone we have.
Yeah.
So in that respect, there's obviously some teams that were kind of penciling in on paper that games may be more important than the others. But at the end of the day, winning is kind of the end all be all, right? If we win the games, those coaches aren't going to have a choice but to give us a vote.
Regardless who you
right.
play,
But with some of those non-conference USCA games, like we have Southern Maine coming in here for a doubleheader. There's a few others that I can think of. Central Penn, we're going there, they're coming here. Just those initially are kind of weighing to us like they may be just as important because we want to leave a good impression on those teams.
Definitely.
And their coach is going to get a vote down the road. So that puts us in a good point. Obviously some highlights of our schedule are our Myrtle Beach trip for over a week, where our guys are going to get to go play 9-10 games in 6-7 days. So we'll find out pretty quick who we are. Learn the best we can to come home to get conference play going. And then, what I think is another big highlight of some things that guys are circling, we are up to 6 games at minor league facilities this year, which I think is a really big step for our program, to be able to go to those facilities and not just enjoy it, right, but relish the moment playing on that field and potentially, from a recruiting aspect, there's not a lot of schools our size playing 6 games on a minor league field.
Yeah, that's a good experience. It's a great experience.
Same conference here,
Yeah, but I wish you guys the best. The sky's definitely the limit. You guys have a full staff, full roster. I feel like you guys are committed to what you guys are doing. So
yeah, absolutely are. And the kids are committed. It's been such a joy. Obviously, the support here from the school, especially Kayla, has been unbelievable since day one. And the kids are buying in, and as we get deeper and that turns into them accepting their roles and leads to wins, I think this team has the potential, which obviously is a dangerous word. But I don't think in our locker room, so to speak, amongst our coaching staff and our guys, some people on the outside might be surprised at the product on the field. But I don't think anyone in kind of our inner circle in our locker room is gonna be shocked because we know what we're capable of.
Yeah, put the work in. Absolutely. Yeah, I'm excited for you guys.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, before we end, we're gonna do some quick hitters. So,
sure.
Who are your top 5 major leaguers of all time, regardless of position?
Nolan Ryan. Roger Clemens.
Yep.
Barry Bonds. I'm gonna say Pujols and Greg Maddux.
It's a nice list. Nice list. Super Bowl, who do you have?
Andy Reid and the Chiefs.
Yeah, the Chiefs. A lot of people are going with the 49ers, honestly.
Yeah, I think I got the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Right? I think Andy Reid's got the experience. I think Kyle Shanahan right now is where Andy Reid was when he was with the Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, yep.
You know, I'm personally never going to count out Andy Reid.
Yeah. Or Mahomes either.
Right.
Or Mahomes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's it. Thank you for stopping by, Nick.
Yeah, thank you.